Hello everybody, welcome back and welcome in if you're new here. I'm PCityPlays and today I'm excited to be showing a brand new speed build in my Forever World series. And this is a build that I am utterly obsessed with. Today we're going to be working on the town library. Every neighborhood has that one place that quietly holds everything together. Not the busiest building, not the loudest, but the one people come back to without even thinking about it. For this town, I wanted the library to be exactly that, a cozy neighborhood anchor. And when I started shaping this world, I knew it needed more than homes and restaurants. It needed spaces that made the town feel grounded, places where life happens in quieter ways. Because community isn't built on landmarks alone, it's built on everyday places where people learn to rely on. I chose a modern Spanish Revival style for the library because the adobe architecture has a way of feeling both timeless and welcoming, kind of in the same way. It doesn't fight the landscape behind it. It kind of just belongs there. Buildings like this don't feel dropped into the world. They're kind of like rooted in it. And I never wanted the library to feel intimidating or overly formal or cold. I wanted it to feel like it invited you in before you even reached the front door. So my goal was very simple, warm, approachable, and quietly comforting. This was actually my first time designing around blue accents, and I love when a build totally just pushes me outside of my comfort zone. A lot of the research I didn't really see a lot of blue accents on the adobe buildings, so I don't know why that made me want to do it even more. But I also think I love the juxtaposition between the blue and the earth tones and the warm, like desert sand colors of the Spanish style architecture. And I think that the blue is just adding a little bit of like visual air, if you will. I think it really softens up the build and it keeps it from being too stuffy, too heavy, and like a happy place. I also think I read somewhere that blue can be very calming, and I've always believed that a library should be a nice, calm, quiet place. I feel like a great library makes the town just feel smarter, calmer, and more connected. I can already picture all the kids gathering here, stopping after school, doing their homework, all the neighbors and townies running into each other between the shelves, maybe someone discovering a book that changes their entire direction, study groups, college kids turning into friendships, teenagers coming here to hang out maybe after school. Like a nice calm community space. I think libraries should be like that. Libraries are also one of the very few public spaces that we have where you're just allowed to exist without spending anything. And I wanted kind of that design to reflect that quiet generosity that libraries have. Speaking of generosity, this build wouldn't be possible without all of the generous CC creators that I used in the building of this speed build. In full disclosure, I do use quite a bit of custom content. I used mostly Hey Brian's terracotta collection, specifically the kitchen and living room sets. I think they're absolutely stunning, gorgeous. I'm obsessed. I also used a lot of Felix Andre estate collection for this build as well. I know I used the stairs, some of the flooring, the curtains were also from the estate collection. And I'm going to do my best to try to link everything in the description below or on my Tumblr page for this video. I kept the layout of this build very open. I didn't want anything to feel too closed off and restrictive. So I kept the floor plan very open. I kept this floor piece here very open, even though I struggled with it for a little bit, but I eventually figured it out. Natural light was also a non-negotiable for me in this build. So I built this giant glass roof above this opening just to keep it very light, keep it very open and airy. I always think reading spaces they should feel awake and never too boxed in, although I do like my cozy moments. For me, with this build, comfort mattered more than anything. So I wanted it to feel very open, very breezy, hence all of the blue too. And what I love most about builds like this is that they kind of quietly come together. I struggle a little bit with how I want to place things because as much as I like to try to plan, I think I do have a little bit of attention deficit. So I don't always stick to that plan. I always like crumple it up and throw it off into the corner. So this build kind of came together organically for me. It was a lot of figuring out what fits where and how, like piecing it together like a puzzle almost. I also didn't want this build or this library to feel like an industrial kind of like town hall civic building, even though I think for the purpose of my Let's Plays and storylines, it is gonna kind of serve that purpose. I wanted it to feel homey and familiar and cozy. Kind of like the kind of place where the staff always recognizes you when you walk in. You always bump into your friends and you go upstairs and grab a coffee. That kind of place. Although, to be perfectly honest, I think Sims are just going to come here and go straight to the computers and nothing else. They're just going to park it there and play Blick Block or whatever it is they play the whole entire time. But the intention was for it to be kind of a communal space, kind of like a gathering spot for everybody. And that's how I usually plan my builds. Like when I build community spaces, I'm not just thinking about how they look. I'm thinking about how do they function? How do people live inside? How do they use the spaces? And all that stuff. Also, like, if you notice my voice is in and out, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. My body feels totally fine, but my voice is just in and out, and it's super annoying. And it's another reason why this video was so late coming out, because I was literally voiceless for a couple of days there. But today I felt well enough to record this. I have my hot tea with lemon and honey, and we're just trudging on through, getting this library built. One thing that I also love about this build, I love everything, but one thing, I don't know if this is you or if it's just me, but I severely struggle with trying to get all of the wood tones to kind of match and look cohesive. It's the bane of my existence. I probably talked about it before, but getting like the chairs to match the dining tables and the bookshelves to match the stairs is something I really struggled with. I think I cut a lot of that out, especially because I wanted the blue to be the focus, like the blue flooring, the blue columns, and the accents to be the focus of this library. So I didn't want a bunch of clashing different wood tones. Probably something that nobody notices, but I notice it, and it drives me berserk. And yeah, that's something that came kind of came along with this build. The warm wood and the blue really do kind of complement each other. That's another reason why when I'm using custom content, I'll try to stick to one collection instead of a bunch of different collections. Like, for example, this build uses a lot of the Hey Brine terracotta stuff because all of their wood tones and color swatches all match and look great. Like, these counters kind of have this orangey tone marbling throughout them, and that tone really matched with the desks that I used, and this mirror I think is a part of that collection as well. And it all just, I love when everything just matches and looks good. That's something I'm big about. Even when I'm designing my own house, I always pick like an accent color for a room and try to work around that. Like, all the wood tones around me right now are all the same kind of warm wood tone. Actually looks kind of similar to this library, I'm not gonna lie, except my bedroom accent color is black because I love black. So if you could just imagine the blue being replaced with black, that's, you're pretty much looking at my bedroom right now. I also love all of these sculptural art pieces that came in this collection. There was a lot of different statues to choose from, especially designing this little reading nook is what I call it. I don't know if that's actually what it is. It's kind of an extension of the librarian's desk or the reception area, I guess. Or maybe it could be just like a waiting area if you're waiting for somebody to get out of the bathroom. But yeah, this little desk area here where you go check in and check out your books uses a lot of the same kind of features. Every community space, every library, I think, has a community board where people list things for sale and or services they may be offering, or maybe even classes that happen. I know my library where I live, we have lots of free classes and community stuff going on, and I love to take a look at the board and see what's new. I'm also constantly in search for, I don't need one right now, I already have a cat, but you know how sometimes people placed ads for like kittens and things? One of these days I'm gonna get another kitten because I feel like my one little cat, she gets lonely. Or maybe not, I don't know. She ignores me most of the day, so I don't know actually what she thinks. So that's neither here nor there. Yeah, on to these beautiful curtains. Those are Estate by Felix Andre, as I mentioned before. The bookshelves, I'm gonna have to look, but they're a part of a add-on collection. I want to say 6am. Excuse my accent if you can't tell. I am from New England. We are known for our strong accents. I try to keep it under control. But when you're a little sick, sometimes it slips out. So you might be able to hear that. Shout out to anybody watching this in New England, Massachusetts specifically. I don't want to get too detailed onto where I live. I don't know. The internet's a weird place. This little area is for the children. I put a bunch of little activity desks for them. I think I also put like a little toy box in there, a little story time nook. And then I add another little reading lounge, I called it, off on the other side. So if you bring your kids, they can do activities, hang out with their friends, color, read books, listen to the librarian's story time, and you can sit and enjoy your coffee in the lounge area. I love that little acorn toy box from one of the kits. I can't remember which kit. I also have a terrible memory, so if you hear me say I can't remember something, it's because I can't remember. And I have to have things written down in front of me. But yeah, this is the little lounge area. My library also has an area like this, and it just has comfy chairs and a little coffee table. I see a lot of, like, specifically elderly people come in the morning. They'll grab their paper, they'll sit and read, and then one by one their friends will trickle in, their other retiree friends maybe, and they'll just sit there for hours reading the paper, hanging out, chit-chatting with each other. It's so cute. I love how the library is always a place like it's a place where you can go for free and you can stay as long as you want, as long as they're open. You don't have to buy anything. So I feel like that's really good for retirees who want just a place to hang out. That's not their home. They want to be social. And I love that about libraries. I also made sure I packed this library with activities. I know in my game and how I play, I always want a lot of these items that I need for whatever skill, but I don't want to like buy them, or sometimes if I'm playing a rags to riches, I really can't afford to buy them. So the library is going to be another good place to practice debate. I have a little debate station. I put a bunch of chess tables in here in a minute. I put a lot of books, obviously. I put a lot of easels. You can practice your painting. I'm trying to remember, other than the computers. Oh, downstairs, there's also a media station, a media desk I put in, and I put a research area in there as well. 2 of those little research machines that are $1 million, and I can never afford to buy them for my Sims. So I put those in the library as well, along with these cute little chess tables all spread out. Maybe there could be a chess tournament here. I don't know. That sounds pretty cool. And right about now, it's starting to feel a little bit too blue. I think I go in and change a couple of things. I think I do anyway. Maybe I don't. Maybe I leave it very blue and I just add a bunch of light and accents. And plants. I love those hanging lights that come in the terracotta kit as well. Those are all throughout the build. They're kind of my new favorite lighting features. I'm trying to broaden my horizons a little bit and use other things from other creators, but this is like my favorite custom content kit of all time. It also goes along with the color swatches and the theme of the Oasis Springs world. It's got it's got a very Southwest vibe. Hence the name terracotta. When I think of terracotta, I think of like a terracotta plant. I think of a cactus being in that plant. I think there's a lot of cactus content as well. Yeah. And additionally, I just wanted some extra reading nooks, some little lounge spaces. I'm adding those in here now. And then the rest of it's pretty much accessorizing, adding more books onto the bookshelves. I know I didn't fill all of the bookshelves right now. I figured I'd go in over time and do that because I feel like that would be really boring to watch somebody just placing books on an infinite number of bookshelves for the next 45 minutes. So I skipped a lot of that out. I mainly wanted to focus on building out the community spaces. This space I call the painting room. I put a bunch of easels in here. And I put them in this almost like solarium window sticky outy bit of the building. I am not a architect by any means. I am a Sims builder, so I don't know what you would call this little bump out. Maybe just a bump out. I'm calling it a painting solarium, just to sound fancy, I guess. I'm sure if there's any architects watching this, they're screaming at me right now about what it's actually called, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, if you've been following along with my townie series that I've been doing over the past couple of weeks and months, I think I have the perfect townie to be the librarian of this library. Her name is Willa, and she loves books, and she loves reading, and she loves watching people. And I think one of these little lounge chairs, we're going to be able to find her seated there, maybe reading a book, maybe keeping an eye on all of the other townies and some of my played Sims that are going to be frequenting this library. Oh my God, I can't speak. Also, here's the little cafe that I put in. So my Sims can come and grab a coffee while they read. Maybe get a little snack, because I imagine they're going to be famished after playing Blick Block on the computer for the past 14 or so hours, as they're known to do. Just Sims being Sims, am I right? So yeah, my little cafe area. I eventually moved these chairs and tables over to the side here so I can just place a couple of more books, because when I think of a library, I think of like rows, like I think they're called stacks, like in the stacks of books. So I wanted a little bit of that. Also helps fill the space out a little bit, because I was not running out of ideas, but just like running out of, maybe I was running out of ideas. Let's be honest. Yeah, so I wanted to add some stacks so Sims could be sneaky and just sneak around the stacks, if you will. But yeah, we're kind of coming to the end of this library build. I'm just going to be accessorizing it and making it pretty. I have a question for anybody watching. What should I work on next? What community lots or community builds do you have in your forever world that you absolutely need for your stories? I just wrapped up a pretty big build. I built Desert Bloom Park recently, right after I finished with this library. So now my Oasis Springs has, what do we have? The diner, the library, the park, and I'm drawing a blank. That might be it. So yeah, I'm open to ideas. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to build next, or what you think I should build next. I did put a little pool area in the park, so I was thinking of building a community pool, but I don't really need that now. So I'm thinking either a Southwest style, like old-timey police building, a police department or fire station, or maybe a combo of the two. Or I know I wanted to put an elementary school in this world. I've been a little afraid to start it because I know that's going to be a big build, and that's going to take me quite a bit of time, because A, I don't think I've ever built an elementary school, and B, because it seems like a big job. That's about it. But yeah, let me know in the comments what I need in this world, or what you think I need, and I might listen, and I might not. I probably will listen. Who am I kidding? So yeah, just let me know. You can also let me know what you don't want to see, because I like constructive criticism. Only if it's constructive, not if you're like, hey, don't ever record a video when you have a cold again. That was awful. Please stop doing that. Just kidding. But yeah, let me know what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Also, if you liked this video, be nice. Like, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm having a blast making them, and I'd like to hear how you feel about them. But for right now, we're just accessorizing these two community rooms. Like I said, this is the research room, and before that was I'm calling it the social media room. It's probably just a media room, to be honest. And that pretty much sums up the library. The Oasis Springs Forever World Town Library, to be renamed later, because that is a really long name, and that is ridiculous, but I'm a ridiculous human being. The last thing I do in this video, I think, is just accessorize, add things. I add music, I add more books, and yeah, that pretty much sums up the Oasis Springs library build. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed building it. I can't wait to enjoy playing in it. And per usual, everything will be uploaded on the gallery as soon as I am done. Also, I am going to build out the Tumblr page with all of the CC and custom content that I used in this build. I'm going to let you finish watching, and I'm going to go play. Thanks so much.